So I managed to get my hands on SD Gundam Battle. I don't have a lot of exposure to Gundam, like, except for the few episodes I would see on Toonami of like the old Gundam Wing, Gundam Unicorn, and stuff like that. And then my biggest exposure as a child was SD Gundam Force Show, which a lot of people, well, nowadays people remember it because like, it's popular now, but back then it was one of those shows where like it was a fever dream for people. They don't remember it until they saw like this random clip on YouTube and was like, oh my god, that's the thing. That's the thing I forgot about. But when I saw it, I was like, oh cool, SD Gundam. I like SD Gundam. I know it's a bit of a, it can be a bit of a taboo for people who are really into Gundam. You know, they prefer you to be into like the more serious Gundam, which I would like to be into at some point. But I saw it as little chibi Gundams and I was like, oh, I remember that. So far, I've only played about 3.9 hours, I believe that Steam said, and I don't have a lot to say about it, but I will say as much as I can for the video that I have. For the first part, I'll say that it brings all the Gundam from like basically every generation into a single game. This is something that people pretty much know if they know this game exists. It brings back the major plot points or like the major events of the Gundam anime and stuff. I know nothing about them. I know some of the characters, but I couldn't tell you their names, like the fancy dude with the mask, the half mask over his face. I kind of know who that is. All the ground units, I kind of just see them as Captain Gundam because that's how I know it. It's based off of, I forget which one it is. Is it Gundam Wing? Gundam Unicorn? One of those. I call him Captain Gundam because that's how I knew him as a child. It was, oh hey, that's Captain Gundam. I'm gonna make some people mad with that. I know. I just know. So far, it's been fun. It's like a basic, I wouldn't call it basic, but it's basically a hack and slash, shoot 'em up, Dynasty Warriors-esque kind of game where you take 3 characters, take them into battle, level them up, and then watch, rinse, repeat. It's kind of like, people say if you're into Monster Hunter, you're gonna like this. I love Monster Hunter, so I love this. I love collecting things too, so like collectability of like, you know, playing a level maybe once or twice, getting the blueprints for each mobile suit, and then getting that new character to play with is pretty fun. Leveling up is extremely fun and easy. I've basically just been farming with one character to get the experience for all the other characters, which, you know, for 3 hours, I leveled up like maybe 4 or 5 characters to 3 or 4 characters to max. So, and that's me like not knowing what I'm doing. Now that I know what I'm doing, it's gonna take a lot less time. But I was like, okay, that's pretty good. And I think that's because the appeal isn't really the campaign, which, you know, the campaign is for the fans and people who are like, oh hey, cool, I remember this. I don't. But I still find it cool anyway to like be told like certain plot points and stuff. But if I ever do get in the gun, I can be like, oh yeah, I remember hearing that from this game here. But I think the real thing to focus on here is the online play, which I'm not doing that until I finish the campaign play and like, I don't know, 100% all the characters that I do have and will get. I'm pretty sure that's where like the main appeal is, and it's probably a much different game once I get onto that point there. I gotta learn how to use the controls better too, because even against some of the bosses, I've never really lost, but I always feel like I don't get the controls just right. So if I played against a person, I probably would lose a good amount of the time. Now this is, if I believe, this is a co-op game as well. I believe so. This is a game I would like to play with friends if I can get them to play. But first, I'm gonna, you know, just run through the game, see what I see, and then give my thoughts on it after I finish it. And then maybe, just maybe, this would get me into like starting the Gundam series over properly. So what I can say about this game from what I played now, it's fun, it's fast, it's easy. This is definitely something that I would prefer people to play. If you're into the Gundam series and you just want something casual and fun to play, then maybe, again, I haven't done the online yet, but I'm pretty sure that's a much more competitive, I don't want to say sweaty, but, you know, much more hardcore part of the game. If it's still up, I think this game's only like a year old, right? A year old, maybe a few months old, so there's definitely people still on it. I don't know if I want to integrate myself into the community itself. I might just like to get some good content out of it and not just me playing the game, because at first I was going to make this a series, but then it was so linear and I know so little about it that I felt like it wasn't my place to try and make something out of it. My thoughts are that this is a fun game. I'm going to play it from start to finish. I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish it, but once I do, I will give an update on that, and then I'll start doing some online play and see how that fares against, you know, the campaign. So, with that, that's all for this video, and I will see you in the next one.